Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and we all like comfort food. So here are my top 5 comfort level movies when it comes to comedies. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. You can also find me over Twitter and Instagram at Movie Guy 365. Okay, as I said in the intro, we all like comfort level stuff. You know, when things are not at their best, or we're having a bad day, or something like that. You know, we all, typically we go to comfort food and those kind of things. But believe it or not, when it comes to our entertainment, we kind of like comfort level entertainment. We as human beings love familiarity, and there's certain things that we've seen throughout our lives that stick with us. That, while not necessarily like the best movie you've ever seen or anything like that, they're familiar and they're special in their own way. And you see this movie, and or you hear the song, or and it puts you in a better place. So I thought I would do a series about movies and genres that put you in that frame of mind. So when things aren't going great, what are your go-to movies that you watch? So I thought I would do comedies first, and this isn't like my definitive list, but this is like maybe volume 1 of a top 5. But we're going to start with comedies. As always with these lists, everybody's list is subjective. So, what's on my list is definitely not going to be on yours, but I just thought I would share a little bit, give a little insight on movies that make me feel good. So let's start with comedies. These aren't really in any particular order, by the way, so it's just like 5, throw them on the list. My number 5 I have on here is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So I go back so far with, just this movie, and its relevance on pop culture in general is just, it can't be understated. It really is just, it's one of those things. It was even kind of lampooned in Deadpool. But yeah, just Ferris Bueller's Day Off, everything about it. Matthew Broderick, iconic role that to this day, that's like his role. That's like what defines him as an actor. And, I know sometimes actors can be like, oh, I don't want to be defined by a certain role. But I don't think in this case that he minds too much. I've, seen lots of his movies, but this one you always go back to. But yeah, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, so much, just the wits, the humor, the writing is just so good in this. I really, every time I see it, it's like one of those, if I see it on cable, I'll stop and watch it. Or, I'm like, I just need to sit down and see this film. And, of course I have it on Blu-ray, so I love watching it over and over. But yeah, just legendary stuff, honestly. It's just very quotable, and there's so many lines that you just are iconic in the role. And just, I think everything works about this one. My number 4, believe it or not, when I first saw this one, I absolutely hated it. I don't know why, it just didn't work for me. But luckily, when I went back and watched it, because I love to give movies a second chance, and I've seen this thing countless times now. I love it. It's quotable. It's got just quirky characters, and its writing style is second to none. And that is the Coen brothers in The Big Lebowski. I love this film. I do. I own it on 4K, and it's just, Jeff Bridges' role. Like, he took this role, and he never stopped being this role. Like, he has been the dude ever since. Even, when you watch him in other movies, it's just, he's the dude. But honestly, come on. Like, there's so much to love about this film. I've seen it countless times since, initially coming out. But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just, I didn't like it the first time, and I love it now. It's that good. It's amazing. I laugh every time I see certain parts, and it's a hysterical movie. It really is. It's definitely one of the Coen brothers' better films. I love a lot of their movies, but this is like, yeah, it's just top bar for me. My number 3 is Coming to America. If this was like a favorites list, I probably would put it in my number 1 or 2 spot, because I love the movie. But as I said, I randomized this list. This isn't like, a top 5, like, all best. But I love Coming to America. I mean, come on. There's so much here. Eddie Murphy at his best. Like, this is his best movie. I know that's up for debate probably, but come on. So much to love about this one. I'm cautiously optimistic that the sequel is going to be okay. If I see a PG-13 tag on it, I'm not even going to bother, because it needs that R rating. It really does. It's just so much to love about this film. James Earl Jones as his father, and Maude Sinclair as his mother. just casting brilliance. Honestly, all around, there isn't a weak spot in this film. You know, come on, Soul Glow. Just amazing film. Like this was a film that, you know, back in a time that, you know, it was okay to laugh. It was okay to make fun of stuff. And it just, and it made fun of itself. It made fun of, like, just everything. And it didn't take itself seriously. I don't think, honestly, and I'm including the potential sequel, I don't think it can be done again. That's going to be one I'm very, you know, optimistic that we have such a good movie here, but not so, you know, a little cautious about a potential sequel. But yeah, I mean, come on. This is an iconic movie all around. Samuel L. Jackson is like one of his first roles. You know, just, I'm going to get started ranting on this movie because it's so amazing. My number 2, the original Anchorman. Another one, I didn't hate it when I first saw it, but I was like, I don't get it. You know, I don't get why there's such a following for this movie. And then I went back and watched it, and I've seen it several times since then. I absolutely love it. Yes, it does have some weak spots, and it's just the nature of the beast, but I still love this movie. And, you know, I like the sequel, but this one is just far beyond just amazing as far as, like, comedy goes. Just, come on. I mean, there's so much to love. The gang fight, and, you know, the colognes from Paul Rudd. It's just amazing stuff. Yeah, I love it. It is a fantastic film. I wouldn't mind a third one. Honestly, I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I know they said, you know, the second one was a long shot back then, but you never know. Round it out. But yeah, Anchorman, I love it. I mean, it's another one you can quote. There's so many cameos in this one. But yeah, it's amazing. And my number 1 is Mel Brooks' Spaceballs. This, if all-time comedies, I would say this one and Coming to America would be fighting for the number 1 spot. It's, come on. I mean, I remember saw this 5 times in the theater when I was a kid. Absolutely loved it. It's just, it was so funny. You know, it lampooned Star Wars and all those films, and it did it great. You know, it's just so much, so many lines in here, and just I think at one point in my life I could have quoted this entire movie. Honestly, I think I really could have done it. But you know, there's a couple other, you know, factors into this. Just, you know, we got John Candy, who I miss his comedy every day. I really do. But it's, God, there's just so much here about this movie that I love. And, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, and I was thinking about Spaceballs, and I'm thinking, I'm going to have to do a volume 2 of this list, because I missed one that is ultimately in my top 3. And it's just an amazing film, but I'm going to do volume 2 sometime down the line. But yeah, come on. Spaceballs, just, I could quote this movie. It's just, you know, it's Mega Maid, she's gone from suck to blow. It's still like my favorite line ever. But yeah, this was, I know, like, a lot of people like, you know, Young Frankenstein, and you know, those, and History of the World, and that, you know, that kind of thing, Blazing Saddles. One of those may actually be on my volume 2. But yeah, just for me, this was my personal iconic Mel Brooks movie. I don't think it's ever been, you know, nearly duplicated, but so much to love about this one. But yeah, all right. So I'm definitely looking for a volume 2 on comedy. But in the meantime, leave in the comments below, what are your comfort level movies as far as comedies go? Go ahead and let me know. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.